Yo, these are the books not coming out April 22nd, 2020. EMPYRE Handbook. Next up, EMPYRE Hulkling. Next up, Fantastic Four, number 21, EMPYRE tie-in. Next up, X Factor, number 1. I'm in. Next up, Hellions. I believe this is number 2. I would have been in. Next up, Werewolf by Night. I wonder if Moon Knight is going to make an appearance in one of these issues. I would have been in. Next up, Star. I believe this is number 4. Nice burnt orange cover. Next up, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Can't wait for that show. Next up, Black Panther, symbiotes, Killmonger, etc., etc. Oh, I was waiting for this, man. Next up, Avengers, Taskmaster first appearance, facsimile. Next up, DC in the House, Fall Sector. I believe this is number 5. Is my man about to propose? Wow. Next up, Batman Beyond. Next up, Shazam. Yeah, one of my favorite DC reads on the low. Next up, Basket Full of Heads. Is that an axe going through the side of her head? A sickle? Crazy. Next up, oh, these are my DC covers I might have copped, man. That Batgirl right there I was interested in. Maybe. That Wonder Woman, that salmon, that pink and the light blue. Pops. And I got a kick out of this Flash one, stretching it out, man. That's how I feel cooped up in the house with this. You know what I'm talking about. Next up, let's get these indies done. Dark Horse. Ooh, Colonel Weird. Cos Magog. Number 1. Next up, Ezekiel Himes. Zombie Hunter. From Amigo. I was in. Next up, what's this? Faithless. Volume 2, number 1. Next up, shout out to my man Justin Richard Joe. Finger Guns number 3. I like the purple and green. Y'all know that. Next up, one of my favorites, man. Skull Digger and Skeleton Boy. Next up, On the Stump. Number 3. I ain't even get number 2 yet. Next up, I believe this is Olympia. Number 5. Underrated read. Next up, not an underrated read, Middle West. Oh man, I miss these books, man. For real, y'all, I really miss these books. Next up, Redneck 27, Donny Cates. Some speculating this might be his next movie project. Next up, Once in Future, still in. Next up, bang! I guess this is number 3. Word. Next up, Dragon Whisperer. Yes, on the low from Red 5. I dug number 1. Drip. Next up, Dark Ark. After the Flood. Number 1 from Aftershock. Yes, indeed. I dig these reads. Next up, Hexagon, man. I kind of like number 1. Definitely, I would have tried number 2. Next up, Spawn. Hell Hunt, Part 2. I think this is like 303, something like that. I don't know, 308. Next up, in honor of 420, Weed Magic Las Vegas. I believe this is like number 4. Next up, Philadelphia, man. I think this is the final issue of the mini. We shall see. I'm in. And finally, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I like my political cover books. And that's it for me. Peace.